Okay, here we are, part two. Remember in the part one, we broke down a bunch of wood. This is part of it here. I don't need a lot because we're gonna do the routing. What we have to do first is make sure these edges are clean, because when you get the wood, it's been dropped or it's been snagged or it's just a roughly cut. So before we do that, we make sure this end is clean. We're gonna flip it and do the other end, and then we're gonna do the routing. All right, here we go. Now, you could try cutting them all at the same time, but in my experience, it's better to do one at a time. That way there's no, there's no toggling between the pieces, that they're always flat. And we're gonna do a route on Okay, looks like we're back where we were last time. So we have all these cut on both sides, nice and clean. And I went ahead and redid my drawing for you because it might have been hard to see last time, and there was a change. Because, now this is what we did the last time. We cut this piece, and we cut this piece. Okay, so this is where we're at. Now I said I want to do this at 7/8. To change my mind, I want to do it at 1 inch. Unfortunately, these are milled a little bit differently than when I use my alder. So what happens is, this is almost identical to the width. Okay, so if you put a piece here, and it's very close. I don't know if you can see, but either way, the point is we have to go a little bigger. Alder is milled differently. Alder is. Let me get over here. You can see. Oops. Ugh. You can see there's a pretty nice gap there. Okay, this let me see if I can get this over here. This so much doesn't have that nice gap. It's really close. It's really close. So what we have to do is, unfortunately, since I'm making this at a Home Depot wood, otherwise I just go to a specialty store and get me some alder. We're gonna have to do this piece in 2 pieces. Okay, so now we have to do a rip at 2732. I would tell you the millimeter, I just don't know what it is. And then we have to put another piece on the bottom of it at 1/4 inch to make that to be 1 inch tall, because I want it to be 1 inch, not 7/8. Even if I think this is too small. So if you don't want to go through all of that work, you can just have it so it is only that tall. I just want mine taller. Okay. So, anyway, so that's just what I was telling you about. Now, for me, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need 7 pieces, excuse me, per. We're going to need 5 per, 5 per, 5 per, okay? But we'll get into those in a minute. Let's get to the routing. This is what I did the other day. I made a jig. Doesn't matter how you make a jig, you should probably make one. It's going to be routers get a little crazy. In addition to, this is such a small thing, I don't recommend using the dual hand router. You're going to use a smaller router. You're going to use a handheld, preferably battery operated, because they don't rotate as fast. They rotate kind of half speed as a number. You don't want your thing going all over the place. Okay, so let me try to readjust the camera. Let me go get the router, and what we're going to do is we're going to route, flip, route, and this is all the materials I need. And everything is routed. So the reason I said, remember, we're going to route first and then cut, is because if we screw it up, all we got to do is chop off this little bit and we set it up again. Versus if the whole table was cut out and ready to go and you mess it up, well, then you got to replace that whole limb, detach it from everything. We're just going to route first. And close up with the jig, basically a piece of wood just goes right in there. And then we're gonna clamp it here. It'll get clamped, and the router fits right in here. There's a stopper to keep it from going any further, and there's the playroom for it to get the thickness of the hinge. And while we're doing that, I'll show you the hinges. These are the hinges I'm using here. what is it? It's a top side fold. So when the table folds, you know, you have nice edge to nice edge protecting it. And if you want that data, just right. Is it focused? Let me double check, see if it's focused. There we go, bam. Okay, Etsy. Now it says there's some website on there. That's not where I got them, but maybe check it out, it might be cheaper. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get the router. And just so you know, I am not a fan of Ryobi tools, but DeWalt does not make a battery-powered router. Oh, and I did go get some more wood. I spent another $180 on more wood. I thought it was gonna be less, but I did the math. You know, like I said, the 7 and 555, I need another $180. So now we're looking at almost $400 in wood to build these tables. And we still have to go shopping. Okay, we still got more stuff to get. So let's get this out of the way. And we're gonna have to do this in 2 steps because the hinge has 2 separate depths. Okay, it's got the main field, and then it also has a back end that has just a little bit more. The hinge here. See, you have the field, and then you have a little bit of notch. That notch is going to need to go, so we're going to have to route everything, and then adjust the router and route them all again. Trust me, you don't want to have to be playing with the router up and down after everything. I need a block of wood. I just had one here. So get that all nice and flat. Probably don't have to clamp it, but better safe than sorry. I said I don't have to go cut it and do it again. Now, can you see that okay? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll show you. Let me route it and show you. Which side am I going to be on this side? All right, so let's check this out, show you what I mean, and then what I'm going to do, we're going to be fast forwarding again. Let me show you how this worked out. Of course, I lost the hinge again, but here it is right. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so there's the hinge. It's in there, okay? Now, it's upside down because we still have to go back again and cut that end right there. But you can see it's got a nice, you know, it's upside down, of course, but you know, you see what I'm getting. So let's route them all, and then we'll do the next route. So stand by. All right, so what's going on is I'm getting a little excess wood in my jam here, and it's preventing me from doing the whole route. So I guess we're gonna have to do this. Every time. so we have all of step 1 done for the routing. Now what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to put another blocker in here because I just want to tap the very, very front of this. You know, just want to barely get the front. So I gotta put another blocker in here. So I'm just gonna go be back in a minute. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna cut a block where I can just set it in here and it'll stop. We probably have to do it a few times. You know, I'll make it kind of big. We'll just kind of keep notching it until it's right size. So bear with me on that. See how long it takes. Maybe I'll fast forward. Maybe I won't. All right, be right back. I'll be right over there. All right, looks like the camera stopped, but don't worry, you didn't miss nothing. I'm still working on this lock thing. Looks like I did it at 1. For me, is 1 1/8. Looks like it's going to be about right. What I'll do is we'll just buzz one. I have a little bit of playroom, so if it's too much or too little, if it's too much, it's not going to bother the screws at all. So it's no big deal. We just do 1, and if I got to make it more or less, it's all good. Let's try this bad boy out. Let's get these out of the way. Let's start with this guy here. Load her up. So now, this won't take you as long. You only got 1 to do. But me, I got a lot to do. So, like I said, sorry. Bear with me, man. Bear with me. All right, let's try this bad boy out. 1 1/8 into place. I guess I better adjust it. All right, so let's otherwise nothing's gonna happen, is it? So we just basically just get that full depth on there. Looks good. Now ready to go. Looks like we might have to do more because of it's rounded. So I might have to do, we might have to go in a little bit further to get past. So let's take this down to, I guess let's just do 1 inch and work our way down. Well, let's keep making it smaller as we go and until it fits. And actually, I jumped ahead to 1 inch. We went with 7/8. Try it again. Try not, maybe my. Let me see here. Where are we at? Oh, nope. Let me see here. Let me grab something to tap that with. Oh man, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. There we go. There's our hinge. And you can see when the table goes up, it's just gonna flip right on top. All right. What that does, like I said, it protects, this is the finished product. It's gonna fold over, finish to finish is gonna protect it. So when it's being banged around for the next year until next tournament, what's underneath piece that you don't see will be the part that is getting beat up. Okay, so look at that, man. It is beautiful. So in the meantime, now you gotta bear with me again because I gotta do all these. All right. What did I use? I used this one. Okay, man, that was quite a while. So actually, I plan on doing more on this video, but I changed my mind because it's actually been a pretty long video. I don't know how long it's going to be for you, but after I fast forward, but for me, it's been almost an hour. So just real quick, I will show you. This is the type of bit we are using. Okay, it's just a. Let's see, focusing. Oh, it's just a flat bit there. Basically, you want to find the radius of whatever hinge you're using, or pretty close to. This one is just a tad bit smaller, so that's why there was just barely a little play to go back and forth. When you really can't tell, it's so minute. It's probably 1/2 of an inch to go back and forth. Like I said, anything you gotta do to make your jig, doesn't matter what it is, just to make sure you know, you hit your depth and you hit your mark. Doesn't matter what you make. Oh, and this is what it actually ends up looking like. So it's got 2 different depths on for the hinge to go into. And so next video we'll do the other trim out on the other wood. We'll do because we got to do a few stages in that. We'll get all that cut out, and then probably the video after that we will be putting all those pieces together. Then after that, we'll be putting the table together. So a couple more videos to go before we get to the good stuff. But there's always a lot of prep to get into, man. I got to turn these ACs on here because it is hot. So we will talk to you next video tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.